You don't need to be loud to be magnetic. You don't need to be perfect to be admired. In a noisy world, quiet power speaks loudest. The Stoics knew this. They weren't chasing applause or attention. They cultivated presence, discipline, and character. And that is silently attractive. In this video, we explore 11 habits that make you socially irresistible, not by force, but by virtue. Not by noise, but by depth. This is silent attraction, built through Stoicism. 1. Speak less, say more. In today's world, we are surrounded by constant noise, endless chatter, opinions shouted over each other, and a relentless flood of information demanding our attention. It's easy to fall into the trap of speaking just to be heard, filling every pause with words that often lack depth or purpose. But the Stoic teaches us a different way. They don't speak simply to fill the silence or to impress others. Instead, they speak to add meaning, to contribute something thoughtful, deliberate, and valuable. Their words are carefully chosen, like precious coins, not scattered recklessly like leaves in the wind. When you learn to speak less and say more, your words naturally gain weight. People lean in because they know what you say matters. It is worth listening to. You become the calm voice that cuts through the noise, commanding attention not through volume, but through presence and clarity. This is the power of measured speech. Less chatter, more impact. 2. Stay calm when others can't. In moments of chaos, when emotions run high and tempers flare, most people react impulsively, yelling louder, pointing fingers, and feeding the fire. It's a natural human impulse to match intensity with intensity, to be swept away by the storm rather than stand above it. But the Stoic chooses a different path. Stoicism teaches us that true strength isn't shown through outbursts or loud dominance, but through unshakable calmness. When the world around you trembles in anxiety or anger, remaining composed is a radical act of power. It signals to those around you that not all is lost, that reason and stability can still guide the moment. This calmness is magnetic because it creates safety. People instinctively gravitate toward those who don't add fuel to the fire, but instead provide a steady flame, one that can light the way without burning everything down. Being calm doesn't mean you're indifferent or detached. It means you've trained yourself to manage your inner world regardless of external chaos. In social situations, this quiet confidence makes you stand out without you even trying. Others see you as reliable, trustworthy, and strong, not because you dominate conversations, but because you master yourself. This silent power is far more attractive than any loud display of emotion. 3. Move with purpose. Movement is a language all its own. Before you even say a word, the way you carry yourself speaks volumes about who you are. The Stoics understood that how you move in the world reflects how you move through life. Your mindset, your values, and your inner discipline. When you move with purpose, you show that you're grounded and in control. There is no frantic rushing or nervous hesitation, only calm confidence in each step. Your body mirrors the clarity of your mind. This purposeful presence signals that you are not lost or distracted, but fully engaged in the moment and clear about where you're headed. In social settings, purposeful movement makes a quiet statement. You respect your own time and energy, and you respect the space of others. You're not a bystander drifting aimlessly. You're an active participant in your own life story. People are naturally drawn to those who seem sure of themselves without arrogance, who move with a steady rhythm that invites trust and admiration. This kind of nonverbal communication is powerful because it's authentic and effortless. So slow down, steady your steps, and walk like you mean it. Purpose is magnetic. 4. Don't overshare. Protect your mystery. In an age where oversharing has become the norm, where every thought and feeling is broadcast instantly, there is something profoundly attractive about restraint. The Stoics teach us the value of guarding our inner world, not out of secrecy or mistrust, but as an act of self-respect and wisdom. Protecting your mystery doesn't mean hiding who you are. It means sharing who you are on your own terms. It's about allowing others to earn your trust, to peel back the layers gradually, rather than offering everything all at once. When you reveal less, you invite curiosity. You create space for genuine connection rather than overwhelming exposure. Oversharing often stems from insecurity, a desperate need for approval or validation. But the truly attractive person understands that their worth is not defined by others' opinions. They maintain boundaries around their personal life and emotions, preserving a quiet dignity that commands respect. Mystery is not manipulation. It's a reflection of self-control and intentionality. It shows that you value your inner life and won't give it away cheaply. This measured openness creates a magnetic aura. People want to know more because you are a person of depth, not an open book. In a world that demands noise and disclosure, silence and discretion become powerful signals of strength. 5. Master the art of listening. In a world that prizes speaking out and being heard, listening has become a rare and undervalued art. Yet, the Stoics understood that true connection begins not with talking, but with listening. Most people listen with the intent to respond, to prove a point, or to wait for their turn to speak. This kind of listening is shallow and misses the heart of communication. The Stoic listens to understand, to fully grasp the meaning, emotions, and perspective behind the words. When you listen deeply, you make others feel valued and important. This kind of attention is magnetic because it reflects genuine care and presence, qualities that build trust and draw people in naturally. Mastering the art of listening means resisting the urge to interrupt or judge. It means being patient and allowing silence to breathe. It's about observing body language, tone, and emotion just as much as the words themselves. Listening well also enriches your own understanding of people and situations, making you wiser and more empathetic. And that quiet wisdom, it's far more attractive than any clever remark or flashy story. In social dynamics, your ability to listen sincerely and attentively becomes your greatest social asset. 6. Keep your emotions private. Emotions are powerful, sometimes overwhelming. They rise like waves, threatening to sweep us away in moments of anger, sadness, or frustration. But the Stoics teach us that while emotions are natural, how we express them is a choice, a reflection of our inner mastery. Keeping your emotions private doesn't mean denying or suppressing what you feel. Instead, it means governing your reactions so they don't control you or dictate your behavior. It's about creating a space between feeling and action so you can respond with wisdom rather than impulse. When you hold your emotions close and don't wear them openly for others to read, you create an air of mystery and strength. People notice that you are not easily rattled or manipulated. This emotional discipline signals maturity and self-control, qualities deeply attractive because they promise stability and trustworthiness. Moreover, protecting your emotional world helps you maintain your peace and focus. It prevents others from using your feelings against you or swaying your decisions. This doesn't mean shutting down your heart. It means becoming the master of your emotional landscape. In a world full of emotional noise and drama, your quiet resilience becomes a beacon of calm, and that silent strength draws people toward you. 7. Let your values speak louder than your status. In today's society, it's easy to get caught up in chasing status, titles, wealth, popularity, and outward symbols of success. But the Stoics remind us that these things are fleeting and external. True attraction doesn't come from what you have, but from who you are. Your values, your integrity, kindness, honesty, and humility are the foundation of lasting respect and admiration. When your actions consistently reflect these core principles, you communicate something far more compelling than any status symbol ever could. The Stoic doesn't need to announce their virtues or seek validation through boasting. They embody their values silently, allowing their character to shine through in every interaction. This quiet consistency builds deep trust and genuine connection. People are drawn to those who stand firm in their principles, even when it's unpopular or unnoticed. They see authenticity, and authenticity is magnetic. So instead of focusing on impressing others with surface-level status, focus on cultivating a life rooted in values. Let your character be your reputation, strong, steady, and undeniable. In the long run, values outlast status, and silent virtue is the most attractive kind of power. 8. Practice humble confidence. Confidence is magnetic, but true confidence isn't loud or boastful. It's humble and grounded. The Stoics teach us that genuine confidence comes from self-awareness and acceptance, not from external validation or arrogance. When you practice humble confidence, you acknowledge your strengths without needing to prove them to others. You accept your flaws without shame or denial. This balance creates an inner harmony that radiates outward in every gesture and word. Humble confidence invites connection because it's non-threatening and sincere. It draws people in without pushing them away with ego or dominance. You don't have to shout to be heard. Your presence speaks volumes. This kind of confidence comes from knowing your worth is not tied to accomplishments, appearance, or others' opinions. It comes from a deep understanding of who you are at your core. By practicing humble confidence, you become approachable yet admirable, calm yet compelling. Qualities that quietly make you stand out in any social setting. 9. Focus on your actions, not others' opinions. In social situations, it's easy to get caught up in what others think, worrying about judgment, approval, or criticism. But the Stoics remind us that your worth is not determined by others' opinions, which are often fleeting, biased, or uninformed. True attraction comes from integrity in action, living according to your values and principles, regardless of external praise or disapproval. When you focus on what you can control, your choices, your effort, your behavior, you build a solid foundation of self-respect that can't be shaken by gossip or negativity. Ignoring the noise of others' opinions is not about arrogance or dismissiveness. It's about understanding that you can only control your own actions, not how others perceive them. This mindset frees you from unnecessary stress and social anxiety. When you consistently act with authenticity and purpose, people sense it. They see a person who is grounded and genuine, someone who commands respect quietly because they are true to themselves. By shifting your focus inward, you become less reactive and more magnetic, a presence that others admire without needing to seek their approval. 10. Show kindness without expecting anything. Kindness is one of the most quietly attractive qualities a person can have. But the Stoics teach us an important nuance. True kindness is given freely, without strings attached, without expectation of reward or recognition. When you practice kindness purely for its own sake, you embody a deeper wisdom. You recognize that your actions aren't a currency to be traded, but an expression of your character. This selfless kindness is magnetic because it's genuine. It isn't performed for applause or validation. By letting go of expectations, you free yourself from disappointment and resentment. You give because it feels right, not because you want something in return. This freedom creates a powerful aura of generosity and grace. People sense when kindness is authentic. It builds trust and softens hearts in a way that no flashy gesture ever could. In a world where many acts are transactional, genuine kindness stands out like a rare gem. This quiet generosity not only enriches others' lives, but also elevates your own spirit. It's one of the simplest yet most profound ways to become silently attractive. 11. Be comfortable with silence. In a culture that fears silence, filling every pause with noise or distraction, the ability to be comfortable with silence is a rare and powerful skill. The Stoics understood that silence isn't emptiness. It's space for reflection, presence, and connection. Being comfortable with silence means you don't need to rush to fill it with small talk or meaningless chatter. You are at ease with yourself and others, trusting that the absence of words doesn't diminish the moment. This comfort with quiet allows you to listen more deeply, observe more clearly, and respond more thoughtfully. It signals emotional maturity and confidence, traits that naturally draw people toward you. Silence creates room for authenticity. When you aren't afraid of it, you invite others to relax and be themselves as well. You become a calming presence in a noisy world. In social interactions, this ability to simply be present without pressure or pretense is quietly magnetic. It speaks volumes about your inner peace and self-possession. Learning to embrace silence is learning to embrace the power of your own presence. Attraction isn't about impressing. It's about embodying. You don't need attention to be seen. You don't need noise to be powerful. You just need to be rooted in silence, in strength, in self. These Stoic habits don't make you loud. They make you undeniable. If this video resonated, subscribe to the channel for more Stoic insights and social mastery. Drop a comment. Which habit are you working on? And as always, stay calm, stay grounded, and let your silence speak for itself. Thank you for watching.